Hi, Cancers, and welcome to your January 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign this month. So let's see, Cancers. This is an interesting moment for you coming in January, where you are really rising above and you really are waking up to a lot of very new, very different cases in your life, realities, I don't know. Something is very new and something is very different, which is not actually so typical for this time of the year, even though it is the calendar new year. It is Capricorn season that we're moving into in the beginning, which is usually quite a, enduring, steady moving, same old energy. Not for you, though. The new year really does seem to usher in new feelings of confidence, new celebrations, new feelings of ease, and also something that you're waking up to. So Nine of Swords is coming up, and it's the first thing that I look at when I see your reading. So what that means to me is that you are waking up to really see what you're maybe focusing too much on in your life, what you're losing sleep over, what you're worried or concerned about is now very clear. Okay, so no more hiding from the truth of what is difficult, no more hiding from the problematic issues of your life. They are really coming up and being faced this month. So Justice Reversed is also coming up with Judgment and the World as your major arcana cards. A story is ending this month. You are really looking at what has gone well and what hasn't, really summarizing your experience over the last year, as we all tend to do in January. As you're doing that, it feels like you need to pay very close attention to what fairness has represented in your life. Like, what has been fair? What hasn't been fair? Justice Reversed coming up says that there might be a weird relationship with fairness and integrity. So have you been treated fairly or unfairly by that person who's always in your life? Are they really treating you well? Were you treated well by these people of the past that you might be thinking about now too? Is hindsight maybe changing the way you feel about certain things you went through? It's just so good to kind of come into this month and get a nice sort of code for yourself of like what your experience has been so that you can start to platform off of that now. The end of January for Cancer is going to be about a new platform. It's going to be about a new way of looking at surrounding life. You're probably maybe going to find a new job or a new source of material wealth in your life. This could not necessarily be a new job. It could be a new creative business, a new hobby, a new passion, starting to reward you materially. It feels like your material well-being is really nice. Nine of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Four of Wands, the World. All of these things show a bit of worldly well-being. A lot of it, actually. It shows that you are really coming into your own, that you're getting really grounded, and that you're kind of coming into like Empress energy also. Even though the Empress is not in the reading, all of that combining together is getting into that level of thriving. So a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for thriving in this month for you. Let's talk about the week to week and see more clearly what's coming up for you. So week number 1 of January, you have Four of Wands rooted down by Judgment. So the first week is suddenly waking up to like what is going well in your life. There might just suddenly be a new blessing. Okay, that's what that looks like. The first week looks like a new blessing. Something new comes in, a new relationship starts. This could be an engagement for some of you or even a marriage. That combination is very much about starting a brand new chapter of life in a celebratory way. So yeah, that to me, I think of marriage or the birth of a child or something that really changes the scope of how you live. Also, this could be starting a long-term relationship, even if it's not marriage. Even if you're not doing like a legal marriage, maybe it's like marrying a project or marrying a way of life. And that seems to be a very wonderful opportunity for celebration, to New Year's celebrations, celebrating your ancestors, celebrating your heritage, celebrating your lineage, celebrating how far you've come now. Take time to celebrate in the first week if you can. So in the second week, you have the Six of Wands rooted down by Nine of Swords. So this is an interesting dichotomy that I have noticed in a lot of Cancers, where you've got this extremely confident new persona kind of coming in, but underneath that confidence is a level of like worry and trial. So what it feels like is really important for Cancer is to start trying to really test themselves out with it. So these fears or worries that I'm having, are these panning out? Thinking maybe even back over the last few years about things that you were worried about or concerned over or afraid of this or that happening. Did that pan out? Did that happen? Really try to test it with yourself. And maybe even over the next few months as you're moving forward, like things that I'm worried about, things that are causing me concern, do they end up really materializing or not? Because Cancer can be a sign where fears or worries or concerns are a way of survival or a way of coping so that you're not caught off guard by things. So being caught off guard is something that's coming up in the second week. You might be caught off guard by something, but it's nothing bad. But it seems more about the psychology behind this. Like, if I were to be caught off guard by, a sudden expense or a sudden change in my relationship, how would I prepare for that? Or is there any preparation needed? Or can I really control those things completely? Basically, we're dealing with control, dealing with being caught off guard, dealing with also how you face other people versus how you face yourself. Having too much difference there creates a lot of chaos. So it feels like you're coming together and consolidating into a stronger identity that is not so different to others than it is to yourself, which makes things a lot easier. And week number 3, you have 9 of Pentacles rooted down by Justice reversed. You are really able to have an easy time, okay? No need to focus too hard on the way that other people have treated you or to be too obsessed with the past. You really are called to relax and find ease and benevolence in the 3rd week. It's kind of similar to the 2nd week, though, where you have this really, really kind, easygoing energy of 9 of Pentacles being rooted down by something a little bit tougher and worried, okay? Justice reversed. It seems like a lot of Cancers are really worried about making an error or doing something wrong without knowing it, or being out of control, okay? Not having control over your reality. There's so much prosperity for the Cancer energy coming after this Capricorn series of years where you've really worked on your material and you've really worked on your livelihood and security. It seems like now that you might have that, though, you're worried about not maintaining it, or you're worried about how far it goes. So it does just feel like you need to start to trust in something bigger than yourself. And also maybe then observing how maybe you've surprised people, or have there been times where maybe you've given others a semblance of security and stability when it was not really the case. Cancer is one of the signs that really gives a lot of security to other people. And sometimes they do that when they don't really feel that way, just to keep things normal, just to maintain that normalcy. And then if something iffy happens, it just disappears. So it puts them in that situation of being caught off guard. Maybe there could be a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy going on where maybe you haven't forgiven yourself for not being able to keep somebody else stable and secure. Maybe really differentiating between did that person require me to be stable and secure, or what maybe was that their own responsibility to maintain their stability and security. It seems like some of you are not forgiving yourself for certain things, and it's creating this underlying chaos, which needs to be replaced with the overlying prosperity that you have. Week number 4, you have Page of Pentacles rooted down by the World. So you are seeing a brand new world in front of you when it comes to material well-being and benevolence. Do try to work with this, Cancer. You have so many more options at your disposal, it feels like, than you realize. There are way easier ways to make yourself secure, all right? It's not about worry. And also some Cancers, it feels like maybe have all kinds of new sources of value and prosperity and material. But also having so many sources like that can create stress. And what if it's threatened? For some of you, you might be actually pulling back and doing less, and maybe taking a little bit less, like money is okay to do that, to not have such a stressed mindset. But by the 4th week, one way or another, things are available to you. It feels like you have talents or stories that have matured for so long that you are like very employable or very able to serve in a position that is lucrative. All right. Money concerns. This should be over for you guys for the most part. Try to get a little bit less focused on it, and I do feel it will work out well. Anyway, Cancer's a beautiful month for you. Marriages, perhaps, partnerships, celebrations, confidence, ease, new sources of value and prosperity. with an undercurrent of heaviness. All right. We really want to work on that undercurrent of heaviness. All right. How can you do that? Maybe getting a little bit busier, maybe having a few more things to focus on, maybe creating and outputting in a way that's more authentic instead of so status quo. All right, that could be. Anyway, Cancers, I'm gonna put together an extended reading for you on Patreon. For those of you who haven't signed up for the Patreon page yet, I so hope that you will. It's a great value. You get all the readings early and ad-free, as well as extended counterparts. And you get weekly forecasts, and there are other bonus content over there too. It's a great way to support the channel. I'll link that in the center of the screen now, as well as in the description box below. As always, your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube make my day. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you get the chance. And let's jump over to Patreon now for the extended. Much love, Cancers.